Chat, I might need better lighting. Let me know in the comments, I guess. You know, it's kind of crazy how I stopped uploading and yet people still kept subscribing. I was like fully accepting the numbers to go down, but they kind of like just like kept going up, like slowly but surely. So like for that, I wanted to start off the video with a little thank you for being here and enjoying my content. But anyways, yeah, as Hellenic polytheists, we all need to understand something. Many of you, including myself, are coming from Abrahamic faiths, so it's easy to overlook some of the fundamental differences when it comes to worship of the divine. A few videos ago, I touched on Kharis and explained offerings and such, but there was something I didn't mention in that video that I feel like needs proper explaining here. And I want to approach this with respect, as this is purely from a Hellenistic perspective and not meant to bash other religions or people who disagree with this. But without further blabbing, I have come here to tell you that love does not mean total submission. On the other side of that, total submission does not lead to love. If you tell someone to love you and they know that if they don't love you, something bad will happen, the byproduct of that, what you receive will not be love. It's something else. On that same note, if you promise someone that the only way to be happy is to love you, the product of what you get from that will also not be love. It's something else. You see, as a devotee of Aphrodite, I spend a lot of time thinking about and researching what love truly means. I understand all types of love pretty well and know how each one works. So when I hear people of Abrahamic faiths talk about their form of love between the God they believe is to be true, and some things kind of just don't compute for me. As a Hellenic polytheist, you have to realize that Kharis, or the relationship between mortal and the divine, is a form of love. And when you start thinking of it like this, suddenly everything makes sense. On a surface level, you get to the immediate changes. Kharis is a type of love that is and will always be conditional. No deity has to love you unconditionally, just like you don't have to love a deity unconditionally. For whatever reason, they have piqued your interest, or in some cases, you have piqued their interest and they'll reach out to you. They will have boundaries in place and you will have your own. For whatever reason you don't wish to continue a relationship with a deity, you can always pull out. As long as you're respectful, there'd be no hurt feelings on the deity's side. After all, they are a deity and they don't exactly get offended easily. At the same time, not every deity is going to be ecstatic about forming a relationship with every single mortal. In these cases, you may have to put more effort into your side in order to catch the eye of the deity in question. Maybe you have to do a couple offerings instead of one, or several prayers instead of one, or even a formal prayer as opposed to an informal method. You may have to do pretty big devotional acts in order to get a deity really interested in you. Once the initial connection is formed, both parties again have their set of boundaries. The gods don't ask much from you. Basically, just do your cleansing or have a good reason not to. It's more about the effort you put in. Say like you have ADHD and it's hard for you to cleanse every time before praying or a ritual, but you can still say, hey, I pray a lot. I'm thankful for your role in my life, and I still give offerings from time to time. That will be a case in which a deity would be understanding. But if you're not giving offerings, you're not praying, you're not cleansing, and you don't give thanks or praise your deity, that is when you may see problems arise. And a deity may begin to pull back from the relationship and ignore your prayers. If this does happen, there's no need to beat yourself up about it. It's not the end of the world, and the God in question does not hate you. I am a firm believer that with time comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes understanding. Some of these gods have been around since the beginning of creation, so they've seen everything. Realistically, they have nothing to be genuinely upset over. This brings us a little deeper into the iceberg, where we get into pulling away or distancing ourselves from the relationship. With every conditional relationship, there's an inevitability that some conditions being broken. They may be broken. If at any point you feel as though a deity is pulling away from you, the best thing you can do is just look at why and try to remedy the situation. Even just putting in that effort to try to win over your deity again itself may be enough to draw them back into your life. Again, looking at the other side of things, if you ever feel like you want to step away from a deity, you can. I have to reiterate, the gods don't get offended easily and will just go about their business as normal until you decide to come back to them. I personally not just stepped away from this channel, but stepped away from worship in general for quite some time. It's been a few months since my last upload, but also since I last considered myself to be actively practicing the religion. And I want to make sure you know that's okay. I had my reasons, and you may have your reasons for stepping away from it all. The worst thing you can do as a religious person is to make that religion feel like a chore for yourself. The last thing you want to do is make it all feel like a burden. And for this exact reason, it's why when you're at your lowest point, the gods will be there if you are the type of the person that needs that. At the same time, they're also fine if you're the type of person that needs space. The best type of freedom you can have in a relationship is knowing that you don't need them and they don't need you. Once this becomes fact, the relationship becomes strong. It becomes of free will. It becomes a great thing. It becomes love.
I see the end, cannot stop, but you can follow me. I will extend all my love to those who are in need, the hand to hold out. I know it isn't easy, but trust in beauty, never let it be haunting. Just look your best and it won't be so daunting. All the haters waste your time judging and taunting, but just on them cause you said it.